kind of hurt my heart. It's the first time I ever got dunked on, and it had to be Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, sensational! Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center.
Oh my goodness, that was sweet.
That's as good as it gets, folks.
We are back here with you from downtown Los Angeles. We are at Staples Center overlooking the plaza at LA Live, where so many continue to gather and mourn in the wake of Sunday's tragic news. I got a little bit more news for you guys on the All-Star game. I'm back here with Paul Pierce, Kendrick Perkins. I mentioned in the last segment that one of the teams LeBron, is going to wear number 2 on all their jerseys to honor Gianna in the All-Star game. Team Giannis is going to wear number 24 to honor Kobe Bryant. And throughout the entire All-Star weekend, the NBA has said that every player is going to wear jersey patches with 9 stars to represent the 9 victims of Sunday's crash. So I think that's particularly nice.
That's beautiful.
As well. I want to talk to you guys about where Kobe stands in basketball history. And look, you know, we have these debates in bars and barbershops all the time.
Right.
But where would you place him, Paul, in basketball history?
Definitely a top 10 player. I mean, I think he's right behind Michael Jordan as far as 2 guards. Because when you look at the longevity, the accolades, the championships, I mean, he's right there. So definitely a top 10. I don't know where at, but second definitely to Michael Jordan as far as position-wise, shooting guard. But I have him in my top 10 of all-time players.
Well, P, I'm going to disagree with you on this one for the simple fact I'm younger than you. So he's actually in my top 5.
Okay.
And when I say my top 5, I'm going in no particular order, but I'm going Jordan, Magic, Braun, Kobe, and Bird. That's my top 5 all time.
Tim Abdul-Jabbar not making your top
That's
5.
I wasn't born.
He's not a historian like me.
Yeah,
he doesn't know about Bill Russell.
Rachel, I wasn't around like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going on what I saw.
He's going on what he saw.
Yeah, I'm not going on stories. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, to take it further, Rachel, I think even past the basketball world, and I said this yesterday, you know, with the passing of Kobe, to me, it's like this is his death is more impactful on the world than what Michael Jackson was, you know, when he passed. And I think, like, when you look at this, I mean, like, it's crazy because I was saying this, it feels like it's a different energy in the world. And to me, you know, the passing of Kobe Bryant is immortalized, and I think he's in a league of his own.
Look, it is hard to place guys, especially with different eras, right? I mean, you know, because you have youngins.
Yeah, we could debate all. We could debate all that.
Yeah, we could debate this all day.
You know what that underscores to me, in all seriousness, and that is, and we're doing it a lot this week. We will continue to do it in the All-Star game, and we'll do it this fall when, of course, Kobe is scheduled to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. But this means that we have the responsibility, all of us who sat and watched Kobe Bryant play, that 20 years from now, when there's a youngin who's sitting at a desk like this, doesn't say, I didn't see Kobe Bryant.
Exactly.
But it's just, but listen, it's just like this. Take this for example. I was having an argument with one of my uncles, and he was one of my great uncles. He was like, man, I'm telling you, man, Wilt Chamberlain. And I was like, man, are you serious? Wilt Chamberlain was playing against guys like Skip Bayless and Max Kellerman. Man, like, come on, man, the generation is different. Do you know what Kobe would have did back then? Kobe would have killed them.
Oh, my goodness. That's good.
Kobe Bryant, again, we flashed those accolades up here, but 4th all-time in scoring. Of course, LeBron just passed him this weekend. 18-time All-Star. Only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, more. 11 times first team All-NBA. It's amazing. I could make a list. It could be the whole rest of this 2-hour show. The Shaq and Kobe era, though, of all the eras, and it's funny, we saw the dunks at the beginning of the segment. People always think, when they think Shaq and Kobe, they're like, oh, Kobe was the guard out there, and Shaq was right by the basket dunking and patrolling there in the paint. But Kobe got in the paint, too. Thank you very much.
Yes.
What was it like to play against Shaq and Kobe?
This was a nightmare, let me tell you, because most of the times I would be the weak side defense playing Kobe. Then you throw it over to Shaq, you come double Shaq, but now I'm leaving Kobe open, and it's like, okay, now Kobe's driving, and you help on Kobe. Now he's giving it to Shaq. It was just like a defensive nightmare, and it was just like when LA was on the schedule, I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna try to get 30. We gonna lose,
right?
And then you might leave with a couple elbows and bruises from Shaq. You might get highlight dunked on by Kobe. let's just hurry up and get in and out of LA as fast as possible. 'Cause I did not like playing against this duo.
What made them work so well together on the court?
You know what? I'm scared to say the wrong thing because I'm up here in this younger generation. And Kobe and Shaq, to me, is one of the best duos of all time. I mean, you look at it, both of these guys dominated. Like, this wasn't
the most dominant duo.
Right,
Most
for sure.
dominant duo.
And this wasn't just pick and rolls. This was post-ups. This was at every aspect of the game. And then, what a lot of people don't credit Kobe and Shaq for is that on the defensive end, what they did defensively, especially in the playoffs in the crunch time. I can remember when Shaq was getting 5 or 6 block shots. Nobody talk about that. Everybody want to talk about the 35 and 15 that he was putting up. But he was getting them 4 or 5 blocks, and Kobe was going to get him 2 blocks, 6 steals at crunch time. But I ranked them high. They up there, like I said, I'm the younger generation. Hey, Rachel, look, I don't want no problems with you or P. Both admire you. I don't want, because
I agree with you on that.
All right, cool. As long as you agree with me on that, I'm cool.
Your point about defense is good because Kobe did not come from a generation where we talked about two-way players. To him, you played in NBA basketball. You were a two-way player. It's not under this loafing on one end of the court. Being a great meant playing both ways.
Yeah, one thing that sticks out to my mind, he was so competitive that he challenged Shaq to get better.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute, Shaq has dominated Kobe. When you heard about the feuds, he challenged Shaq, like, you need to be better for us. And I'm looking up, like, how much better can Shaq get? That's how competitive and how bad he wanted greatness for just not only himself, but everybody around.
Let me tell you how great it was, right? And I'm not saying this because Pete, my brother, and we went to war together, but him and Kobe they basically wanted to kill each other every time they got on the court. Especially when it was during those Lakers and Celtic time. And to reflect back from what we talked about earlier on the show, I remember when Pete was like, Kobe was doing this thing and Pete came in the shoot-around, was like, man, I got him. And me and KG looking at Pete like, Pete, slow down, man. We need you to give us, we need you to give us this 35, man. We don't need you wasting energy. He's like, nah, I got him. He just, you know what? He just gonna have to bust my head to the white meat. I don't even care.
I did say that.
Should I even ask what happened in that game?
Oh, man. No, I'll tell you another story. All-Star game. I think it was 2009 we beat them. So I'm yelling at Kobe. I'm on the bench. Like, he gonna choke at the line. He gonna choke. I'm standing up. And he shoots the free throw. And I remember, after the free throw, he walks over to the bench, and I thought we were gonna fight. He was pissed off that I was yelling from the sideline. I was like, you don't choke like you did in the finals. I'm yelling this.
Paul Pierce.
Like, no, I'm just talking. I'm talking smack.
Right.
I'm talking smack.
That's what
this
Pete
was I thought we were gonna fight in the All-Star game. He was so pissed off.
It's an all-star game.
I know. It was bad. It was bad.
Look, Rachel, one more too. I got to tell you this. So I'm in Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah.
And we playing the Lakers in the playoffs. So I'm trying to, give my team some tenacity. I'm, showing them like, hey, man, we're not about to get infatuated with Kobe Bryant. And we go out. So the first play, I foul him. He go to the free throw line. I'm like, hey, man, yeah, we stopping this. We locking this up today. Ain't nothing easy. He get to the free throw line. Before he shoot his first free throw, he like, say, Perk, I got 30,000 reasons why y'all not about to stop me today. He used to hit me with them classics, man, below the belts, but I had to take them.
And as we're talking about Kobe and Shaq, I just want to say what Shaquille O'Neal did on Tuesday night. If you guys saw what he did on TNT, it was so beautiful and heartfelt. I was very grateful having covered them together, having covered them when they broke apart, some of the, frankly, terrible things that they said about each other for years, that they were able to come together toward the end of Kobe's playing career. They had a great moment on TV together. On TNT did a public interview with the two of them, but then they also had a great private moment. I remember being at Kobe's last game, and before the game, and Shaq was there, and Kobe came in through a private room, and the two of them, I remember just seeing the two of them talking, it was really special to see that. And then during Kobe's last game, Shaq is the one who challenged him and said, you got to go out and get 50. You got to go out and get 50. It's your last game.
Right.
And then, of course, as Shaq famously said after, he goes, I challenged him to get 50, and then the mother, whatever, went out and got 60 instead.
That's it right there.
And Shaq, of course, also very poignantly talking on TNT the other night about how he wishes that they had talked a little more in recent years. Kobe being so sweet to Shaq's son.
Right.
And just a good reminder that even when things are feuding and things seem very difficult, it is worth holding on to all of those relationships. And Kobe's death so tragic, but if it can teach some of us some things as we go forward, at least we can give that some meaning. So that is my Kobe Shaq feeling, is watching them at the end.
Yeah.
It was
Brothers.
beautiful.
Brothers
Sure.
like they were at the beginning. All right. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to remember Kobe as a youth sports coach, because that was what he was doing in the last year or two, sharing the love of the game with not only Gigi, but so many of her teammates and youngsters around the Los Angeles area. And here's our next Mamba moment. This is from 2003. Iconic.
That was sick. Right.
Look at this. Look at this.
And then 360 on the back.
Yeah, come on.